Hey guys, what's up? It's Fern. Thank you so much for joining me for another plenty. Ooh, I still sound congested. My goodness. Thank you so much for joining me for another plenty video. Oh, my beans are done in the pressure cooker. Okay, so today we are doing our November updates. So you know the drill. I'm going to walk through my collection, point out anything exciting or new that has been happening with any of my plants. This might be a bit of a sad, actually, you know what? I was gonna say this might be a bit of a sad update because I have been underwatering and some of my plants are showing the effects of that. But honestly, I do have a lot of new leaves. I feel like everyone looks pretty good despite the circumstances. So let's just hop right into it. Hello, monkey. Are you sunbathing? Yeah, it's a beautiful sunny day today. That spot is where my Monstera albo usually is, but it's in my living room right now. I was just taking a photo of it. Okay, I love when the sun comes and hits all of my trailing plants here. Oh, it just feels so good being able to see them bask. My trailing jade has actually been growing a lot recently, which is really great to see because I thought that I was gonna lose this plant. Like, it was really not doing well for a long time, but as of the past couple of months, it's really started growing, so I'm not sure why it's had a sudden change of heart, but I'm glad that it's doing well, and it's really satisfying to see some bigger leaves coming in and just to watch the vines grow longer. It feels like it might be thirsty. Oh my goodness, it is thirsty. It's like bone dry. Okay, need to remember to water that one. These plants actually don't usually get direct sun during the summer, but now that we're moving into the winter, the sun is lower and they are getting sun on the sunny days, which is really nice. This is really cool. The leaf looks like sparkly in the sun. Anyways, so yeah, really glad that these are all growing. My linearis is growing a ton as well. Yeah, it's actually really long now, so that's really, really cool to see. And some of the other vines are growing as well, like this shorter one right here is growing, and I think that they're all pretty much starting to grow, at least the shorter ones, so that's really great to see. Miss Forgetty Eye over here is working on a new leaf as well. It looks like it might be a bit damaged already. I don't know what it is. I just cannot seem to dial in the care for this plant. Like, yeah, she's just always looking a little bit crispy. There is a flower that's coming in. I normally cut them off, but this time I was just like, whatever, maybe I'll just leave it. So yeah, that's what she's doing right now, flowering and giving a new leaf. It looks like a new flower is actually trying to come in from there as well. She gets some nice light at this time of year also, so that's really nice. Over here on my windowsill, I did rearrange a little bit in one of my past videos, and I now have my Veracosum and my Dark Lord Silver Sword combo pot on the windowsill now. Seems to be quite happy. There's a new leaf. This has been trying to come in for so long. It's been stuck for, honestly, days, like possibly even weeks. I'm trying not to rescue it, so it looks like it is actually gonna free itself eventually, but we shall see what happens with that. Maybe I can just... No, I don't want to. I don't want to bother it. I'm trying to just leave leaves alone. What else do we have? My Piper here is... Okay, so I underwatered this, sadly, and it got some damage up here on this vine. But then it started growing another plant from down here, and it looks really good. You can see, look at all the little leaves in there. That is just so cute. So there's a whole new plant coming in from down there, and I'm really, really excited about it. This is one that I really want to see grow. It's just really different from anything else that I have in my collection, so really hoping that it will do okay. I did let it get way too dry that one time, that's why that happened, but I'm trying to stay on top of it now. We have a new leaf on my variegated compacta, but it's like not even really like a compacta. It's just like almost a regular like crimson queen leaf. It's not really curled or anything, so I don't know what's up with that. And we have some new leaves coming in on my Mauna Loa. Not really sure why these two have suddenly started growing too. I have moved them to this. This is like a relatively new location for them to be living within like the past couple months, so maybe they are liking it better than the cabinet. I don't know, but I'm really curious to see those new leaves and really happy that they're growing regardless. What else? What else? Polynera is still doing okay. She's got several growth points that she's working on, which is really nice to see. Over here on this shelf under the Soltech light, I have my Hoyas up here, which are doing great. They're always really happy, thriving under there. This Hoya Chelsea is actually giving new growth, which it hasn't done for a long time because it just wasn't getting enough light. So since I've had it up here, it seems a lot happier. Also, my philodendron Florida Ghost seems to love its new spot. I'm just obsessed with this plant right now. I can't stop looking at it. So this was the last leaf that came in, and it came in a really nice creamy color, and now it's slowly turning green, which is exactly what I want. And then this one just came in. It is still unfurling, as you can see, and it is so gorgeous. It is like, oh, just such a beautiful cream color. I'm super, super happy with how this plant has been growing and just the color of the leaves that I've been getting. It's just so gorgeous. So really stoked on that. My variegated holiday cactus, Thanksgiving cactus, is doing well. It has a lot of roots now. Like, look at that. Oh my goodness. I am so happy that it's settled in, rooted up really well. It's so crazy. As soon as this put out like one tiny root, suddenly I swear I looked like a few days later and it was just full of roots. So it happened really fast, but yeah, it's got a lot of new growth happening. As you can see there, that one's new. This one has like double new leaves coming in there, which is really cool. So yeah, still literally obsessed with this guy. Thai Constellation doing nothing really, is just hanging out here as it does. However, we do have an exciting new leaf on my philodendron El Choco Red. This is finally like turning into a plant again. We have 4 leaves, and this is the new one right here. How beautiful is that? Oh, I love the like lime green veination when the leaves are new. The whole leaf actually kind of has like a lime tinge to it when they're new. I haven't really seen the back of this one. Oh, it is red too. Yay! Very exciting. They do lose the red backs, so like I don't think this one, actually that one is a little bit red too. But they do lose the red backs as they mature, so it's really a treat to be able to have those red backs while they're younger. My variegated Bella is just doing awesome. This is another Hoya that I took out of the Millsbow greenhouse, and it just became happy and started growing, so I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but seems to be a trend with a few of my Hoya that were not growing. I took them out and they started growing, so I don't know. I really wanted to show you my philodendron glorious because she's just looking so good these days. Like, look at this leaf. I can't get over it. I'm always staring at this when I'm like sitting in bed. My eyes are just drawn to this leaf. It is just so pretty. And this is a new one that's coming in as well, as you can see. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, it's so fresh. I love the pink on it. Like, wow, it's just so gorgeous. This leaf too. So many beautiful leaves. Also, my Hoya multiflora back here is doing really well. This thing is growing a ton. I think I've said in the past that I thought that this wasn't going to make it. It came to me as a cutting, and now it's like a little plant. It's got lots of leaves. It's really happy. It's in the Crystal Star Pond mix, and I love it so much. I'm so excited for this plant to bloom for me one day. One of my favorite Hoya blooms, so really excited for that. Also, I don't really have many thin-leafed Hoyas, and I like this more than I thought I did. Like, I actually really like the look of the leaves and just the look of the plant in general, so yeah, really happy with that one. I'll have to show you how the dubia cuttings are doing, but we have a new growth point that's come out on the mother plant here, so yeah, I still need to take this apart and figure out what I'm gonna do with it, but it is growing again, so, you know, she's happy. She's always just going. Here is my pink Thai lipstick plant. I originally had it hanging on the bed, but I felt like it just wasn't long enough to really be hitting the sun yet, so I was just worried it wasn't gonna get enough light, so I did move it down to here. Then it gets kind of ambient lighting from both of the grow lights on either side. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it and see if it's happy, but these are just so cool, you guys. Like, when you see them grow long, and especially when you see them flower, they're really, really special. So I just really want this to be able to do well. So I've moved it here for now. Over here, we have a new leaf on my philodendron serpents. Oh my goodness, fungus gnat just flew off. Yeah, another new leaf, which is so crazy. This did not grow fast for me in the greenhouse cabinet at all, but as soon as I took it out, it started growing, so I don't know what that's about, but, it unfortunately has spider mites right now, or it did. I've treated it, but there is actually quite a bit of damage, which kind of sucks. Like, that's all spider mite damage on that leaf, and this one too. Oh yeah, this one's really bad. So that's really, really unfortunate that that happened. This leaf down here is not so bad. Like, this one looks really pretty. Anyways, this plant is just kind of doing its best. It's definitely been a bit of a problem child for me, but you know, I am up for the challenge. All my laundry hanging up here drying. I'm up for the challenge, and I'm excited to just kind of keep navigating how I can care for this plant best and how I can grow it to its full potential. Because it really is one of my all-time favorite philodendron. Like, it is just so cool. Varicosum beside it also had spider mites, which is unsurprising. This could even be the culprit because Varicosum is known for attracting spider mites. We do have a new leaf down here. This one unfurled not long ago, but we do have a new leaf down here from the second vine. So I'm glad that, because there's two plants in here, I'm glad that the second one has started to grow now. Oh, I have to go deal with my pressure cooker. BRB. Okay, I just ate and took Olive for her W, but I'm back and look at the sun coming in here. It is so nice. Oh my goodness, I love sunny days. Okay, so we were over here looking at these guys. I'm not sure what I was going to talk about next. I think it might be my dubia babies though. This one is doing the best. This was the one that rooted first, and the root is looking so good. Look at that right there. And then it goes around to here. It goes around like the whole pot, pretty much. It's so cool, so satisfying to look at. So yeah, really healthy. And then this one is in second place. It has the beginnings of some roots starting right there. So I just noticed that today actually. And then this one, I can't see any roots yet, but the leaf is still hanging on, so I'm assuming it must be starting to root in there. Anyways, just keeping an eye on it. Yeah, so that is a little update for those. And then we have my beautiful philodendron narrow right here, which is working on a new leaf. I actually repotted this in a video that's going to be going up after this one, so you'll see that. And yes, I did give it a moss pole. It's not quite attached yet. I'm just waiting for that leaf to come out, but I'm really excited to watch this one grow. And then, what else do we have going on? My ficus shiveriana is growing. That new baby leaf is getting bigger, and there's another one that's starting behind it as well, so that guy's doing great. I just watered this yesterday, I think, so yeah, really cute. And then my alocasia corms right here, that big one that sprouted is a black velvet, which I'm so excited about because I've been waiting for a black velvet to sprout in here forever. I always just throw in a variety of different corms, and then whatever comes up, and it's just a surprise. And everything had been coming up except for black velvet, but now there it finally is, so I can't wait to start a new plant because my black velvet over here, I didn't even show you guys, it is now in the 0 leaf club. Look at how sad that is. Like, oh my goodness, it actually is trying to grow. I saw, oh, maybe it's gone. Oh, right there. A growth, it looks like there's a growth point, like trying, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably honestly just toss that and start over. So yeah, that's gonna be my new black velvet in there. Look at how cute it is. It's huge. Like, that's really big for the first leaf coming from a corm. I cannot wait to see that open up and to pot it up. Nothing else really going on. My Hoya croniana super silver doing okay. I don't think I've really gotten any new growth on this yet, but it's not dying, so that's what's important. Okay, my living room is looking crazy right now with Miss Albo out here. I was just taking some photos of her, and I think I might film the propagation of this plant soon, so I'm just kind of leaving it here until I do that because it's kind of a pain in the butt to move around. But yeah, she's obviously doing really, really well. That's the newest leaf right there, and it's huge, so I'm super happy about that. Over here, my philodendron, actually, I was gonna say McDowell, but someone has commented a couple of times on my channel saying that they don't think this is a McDowell, they think it's a pastazanum. And honestly, I don't know. Like, it totally could be. I was told by somebody who knows a lot about plants and has been collecting for longer than me that this is a McDowell, the person that I got this from. So I've always just called it a McDowell because of that. I think this is the new leaf right here. It's quite nice, actually. But honestly, I don't know. And it's really hard to tell pastazanum and McDowell apart sometimes. Like there's some things like the pink cataphils that people go by, or like pink backs of the leaves, or the pink like edge of the leaf. Those are gloriosum traits. So sometimes people see those and then say it's McDowell, but sometimes pastazanum can have those traits too. So I've heard, so it's honestly just really hard to tell them apart. So if anybody has any input or helpful information or resources, let me know, because I would love to be able to properly ID this plant once and for all. But yeah, he's doing really well, whatever he is. The new cataphil is down there, so I am going to be getting a new leaf, which is exciting. My Tenanthe over here doing well. It's super happy ever since I repotted it into this self-watering pot here. I was at Canadian Tire the other day and I saw a massive version of this. Like the leaves were huge and I was like, oh my goodness, like Tenanthe goals. It'd be so cool to grow mine more mature and get like larger leaves because these leaves are quite small. But yeah, really pretty plant. I don't really give it a lot of recognition, but I do enjoy it, and it's so low maintenance, especially in this pot. Like, it just hangs out here and looks cute, so yeah, love that guy. Moving over here, my Syngonium albo has been looking so good lately. It's been giving me these incredible white leaves, which I know are probably going to die off, but they're just so pretty to see while they're here, you know? Like, look at that. Oh man, it is just so, so pretty. And this is the newest one right here. She's constantly growing. It's crazy. Yeah, that's the newest one right there. And you can see another leaf coming out already. I just fastened her to the pole again because she's almost reaching the top again for the second time. Yeah, such a big and beautiful plant. Speaking of reaching the top, this Philodendron Brazil is also reaching the top. It's literally growing, oh my goodness, it's hard with the sun. It's literally growing past the moss pole now, only one of the vines, and it's the vine that's just putting out green leaves, so I'm hoping some of the variegated leaves make it up there soon. Oh, this one is on its way up, so hopefully. But yeah, it's at the top already, which is so cool, so I don't know what I'm going to do once it reaches the top. I'll probably just trim it until the more vines reach the top or something. I don't know, honestly. I don't know. We'll see. What else is going on back here? Nothing too crazy. My Pinguicula is doing really well. Such a little cutie. I really like that guy right there. And what else? I don't think that this table really has many updates. That's the new leaf on the alocasia that I hauled the other day. Yeah, really cute. I actually just watered this plant today. Oh, my, what is this? Hornia zebrina is blooming for the second time. This is a different bloom than the last one that I showed. So yeah, and it looks like it's actually working on a third one. You can see right there. So yeah, I don't know. Kind of funny that it's blooming in like November, but you know, you do you. My black pagoda lipstick is still blooming as well. Look at all those blooms. It's so cute. These propagations of my Monstera standaleyana are finally rooting up better. They still look curly. I don't know what is with that. Like, they're so curly for no good reason. Anyways, there is roots in here, and I think that it's healthy. There's a new leaf coming in right there. Definitely not looking its best. Hopefully it'll perk up once it's potted up, though. I should probably do that soon. Oh yeah, I do have a new leaf on my Amedrium here. Let me try to turn this around. Oh, this thing is thirsty again. It's drying up so fast. I really need to do something. about this plant. It needs to be, I don't know, I think I'm gonna propagate it, but this is the, oh my goodness, you still can't see. And I'm also being blinded by the sun. Okay, I'm sorry, it's so hard to see, but this is the newest leaf and it's so cute. Look at all the fenestrations. Maybe I'll close that a little bit more. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now you can see a little bit better. Yeah, there's that cutie, which is new. And I love the way that medium leaves hang off of the petiole. And then there was another one too, right here coming in. Look at that. Oh my goodness. My medium is always just doing the most. It's thirsty right now, you can see, so I need to water it. And then I think I am going to be propagating this plant. I don't know, it's so big. I kind of don't want to, but I know it's gonna look better in the long run if I kind of start it over, and I want to get it on a more sturdy moss pole too, because it's just on this like really spindly, skinny one. But yeah, I really, really love that plant. It's just so gorgeous. Basking in the light there. Speaking of new leaves, I have a couple of new leaves on my philodendron splendid. First of all, this plant is just looking so good. Oh my goodness, I'm so obsessed with it. I can't believe how big it is. I actually had to take it off of the stand and move it onto the floor because it's just gotten so tall, and it was honestly getting to the point where it would have been like not getting enough light because the leaves were too high up. So I moved it down and it seems really happy. We have a new leaf right there. And then we also have a new leaf down here. So gorgeous. It's almost at the top too, so I guess I'm just gonna be chopping the top cuts and starting over. Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe I could just remove this part of the pole, do like the pole chop and prop and extend thing. I could do that. I don't know, I've got to think about it still. Begonia thurstonii is really happy down here. Look at all the new leaves. There's 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, there's probably more on here too. Maybe not, but we definitely have 3. Such an easygoing begonia. I love it so much. And then all of my plants on here are doing really well. I'm obsessed with this new Alocasia cuprea leaf. It is so gorgeous. I love the way that it's like positioned. It's just like being displayed here so nicely. I'm obsessed with it. Of course, my Pallidiflorum. I am always obsessed with this one. And my Squamiferum is actually putting out a new leaf, which is exciting to see. It doesn't do that very often. At least it didn't before. Philodendron billietiae down here is putting out a new leaf too. Look at that. So excited. He's finally like starting to attach into this moss pole, which I'm so excited about. He's looking so good. He's kind of just looking a little bit less chaotic. Like the leaves are kind of facing out nicely, and yeah, I'm just really happy with how this is growing now. And then beside it, my beautiful philodendron painted lady, who unfortunately gave me this really small leaf, I think because of my underwatering, but I'm on top of it now, you guys, so hopefully, I mean, I don't know about this next leaf, but hopefully the one after that, we will be back to regular scheduled programming when it comes to leaf size. I do have this second one down here that's just like an offshoot from the mother, and it's growing really nicely, and I don't know what to do with it. Should I just continue growing it with this plant, or should I air layer and then chop that one and like sell it, or what should I do? I don't know. I kind of want to keep it on. It's kind of nice to have a little bit more full of a plant, especially because there's like some gaps. Like, see how this is kind of gapped right there? I think that the other one could fill that in, so I might leave it on. Okay, right here, my Philodendron gloriosum, you guys. She is giving me a new leaf, and I don't know why I was so surprised to see this. I just didn't know that she was so happy. I feel like I just got this new leaf, and now I'm getting another one, and it looks freaking massive too. Like, look at that. Oh man, that is just like, oh, I'm so excited to see this come out. It's not even fully emerged yet. It almost is, but yeah, cannot wait to see that start unfurling. I moved my micans down here for a little bit just because I want, like, there's not a lot of light coming up here right now, and I want these babies to be able to, these are propagations that I added in not long ago, and I want them to be able to like root and start growing, you know? So I think I'm just gonna keep him down here where more light usually hits. I can open up the window again, actually, the blinds. And then beside that is my poor Monstera subpinnata, which definitely took a beating when it came to my underwatering. This plant has been on my list of plants to chop up for a long time. I don't know why I didn't do it. I was really liking the way it was looking, and then it turned into a bit of a neglect situation, and now it just looks crazy, so I'm sure you'll see me chopping this soon. Yeah, poor crazy guy there. Plant wall is doing awesome. Look at my Syndapsis. Like, I'm obsessed with this plant. It is just so pretty. He is just growing wild. I love how the light is hitting right there. Okay, we are inside the Milbo Wide. I'm just gonna choose a few highlights to talk about in here. So the first one probably has to be this Anthurium crystallinum magnificum hybrid. I'm just obsessed with this leaf and kind of surprised that it stayed looking so nice. The others don't look so great, but this one started coming in, and yeah, it came in perfectly. I loved watching it come in too. It was like a beautiful bronzy color, and I still love the way it looks right now. It just looks so nice, and I appreciate like perfect looking Anthurium leaves so much because it doesn't happen very often in my household, so I've really been loving that. Another exciting thing is I recently potted cuttings from my Epipremnum No ID in one of my last videos, and the cuttings looked a little bit questionable, like had some rot that I was removing, and I just wasn't super confident about them, but I am happy to say that they have rooted up in here and are growing, like there's new leaves. So yeah, really happy about that because I like this plant a lot, so I'm excited to grow this out more and then be able to take cuttings and start it on a pole. Look at the new little growth points. Oh my goodness, it's so happy. Yeah, really relieved about that. My Hoya New Guinea Ghost is doing really well. It's been putting out new leaves. You can see a little baby one right there. People say that that's a fast-growing Hoya, and I definitely believe it because it's given me a few new leaves already. I have really been into my philodendron brantianum recently. Like, look at how good it's looking. Oh my goodness. She is just so gorgeous. Yeah, I'm so happy that I put it on this pole. I can't wait until it climbs up to the top. It's just gonna look incredible. It's just so silver. And then my Philodendron Bromarx Fantasy. This is the biggest leaf that I've ever gotten on this plant, so feeling very proud of that. And I'm excited to watch it keep growing. This is one vine, and then there is a second vine down here as well, so hopefully that guy catches up too. My vanilla orchid is doing really well. I had a comment of somebody asking for an update on it, and yeah, it's doing great, honestly. It's growing steadily. It's not like the fastest grower in the world, probably because it's a variegated one, but it's honestly like super low maintenance. It enjoys growing up this little moss plank, and yeah, it's really cute. I love how like shiny and waxy the leaves are. It's so pretty. And then I have a second one down here that's growing as well. Yeah, I really like it. Oh yeah, my Viderifolium is flowering, which is very random. I've never seen it do this before. I have no idea like how to collect Anthurium pollen or like how any of that works, honestly. I think it's really cool and I'd like to learn about it, but I honestly just would have no idea what I'm doing, so I don't do anything with Anthurium flowers. I've just kind of left that one on there because, I don't know, it's cool, I guess. Cool to see, but yeah, he's doing really well. This plant grows like so fast. It's always working on a new leaf. It has a new one coming in right now, right there. Yeah, really cool. He's looking crazy too. He needs to be like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll propagate this and start a new plant because it's just looking like a bit of a hot mess. Philodendron Ring of Fire working on a new leaf, and I cannot wait to see it. There's a little sneak peek. Oh my goodness, so cute. I need to repot this plant and just kind of freshen up this plant because I feel like it's been neglected a little, and I don't want it to be neglected because I really like it a lot. So that will be coming in the future. But yeah, he's looking cute. Some of these leaves have a bit of yellowing on them, which I think is from underwatering, although it could be from too much light. But my other plants that are like right under the light, I don't have problems with bleaching, so that's why I kind of think it was from underwatering, because this plant did get really, really dry. So yeah, he does have just a little bit of yellowing, but other than that, doing really well. Okay, over here, my majestic. I am obsessed with her, but I need to figure out what I'm doing with her, because look how much she's growing off of the moss pole. The moss pole is there, and then she's growing all the way up here. So I take her out of the cabinet because her leaves were getting bleached from being so close to the grow light. You can see there's like some light damage right there, but this is the newest leaf that she's put out, and I'm oh my goodness, I don't want to twist her too much, but this leaf is so phenomenal. Oh my goodness. Look at this, you guys. Oh, it is so nice. That silver, that shine on it. Oh my goodness, it looks like a camo print. Like, oh, it is just so, so cool. I love the texture of this leaf. I love everything about it. Like, yeah, I'm really, really thrilled about this. So maybe I don't know. I'm probably gonna end up chopping this plant because it's just kind of growing out of control here, but literally obsessed. I love it so much. Like, yeah, so gorgeous. Honestly, I feel like this one is really underrated of the philodendron hybrids. Like, I don't know, people just don't give this one enough love, in my opinion. Mine grows super fast, it's super low maintenance, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Okay, moving on to my Millsbow Tall, which is in a new location. If you aren't caught up with my videos, I've moved it to here, and I absolutely love having it here. I get to see these plants way more often than I did when it was over in that corner. It just felt like they were all just kind of like tucked away, and when I had that giant silver sword there, I could barely even open, like I couldn't even open this side of the cabinet door. So yeah, I just appreciate all these plants in here whenever I walk by, and I literally, this is like in the middle of my house, so I'm walking by it all the time. So I'm really happy with that. And I'm gonna be changing the lights in here soon, so I'm really, really excited. Gonna be doing a little upgrade on her, and also redoing the weather stripping, because I took it off because it was just like grimy and full of like potting mix, and just, yeah, needed to be redone. So I took it off, and I'm currently not running the fans in here because the humidity was just dropping pretty low with the fans going and no weather stripping. So right now it's at 80%, which I'm pretty happy with. Anyways, plants in here are doing pretty well. I moved this Caudata Sumatra up. It used to be down there, but it just wasn't getting a ton of light. So I moved it up to the top shelf because I moved this Hoya, what are you? Croniana. This is just like the Croniana Splash. I moved that out of the cabinet because, well, it's just getting so long. So yeah, it kind of outgrew the cabinet. That's not really a permanent home for it. I just don't know where else to put it at the moment. So it's just hanging out up there. And then I moved the Caudata Sumatra up there. So hopefully this will start growing again for me now that it's getting more light. My Melanochrysum has not really sized up for me at all, but that was probably due to underwatering. This was like so bone dry. I'm actually surprised I didn't lose any of the leaves. So I'm probably just gonna have to start over. Once I get to the top, I'm just gonna have to chop and start over, and like be more dedicated to it if I want to see it size up. Philodendron gigas, same thing over here. This one is just like, I let this get super dry too, but it's still just like popping off. Like, this plant is blowing my mind how much it is growing. Okay, so we full on have two separate vines now. So one came out right here, gave me this leaf, and now it's giving another leaf. So that's gonna be like a totally new like offshoot. And then there's another one starting from here. There's gonna be so many vines coming off of this thing. Like, it's actually crazy. And then there's a new leaf coming off of the very top there. Yeah, I show this like every time because I'm just like so mind blown by what is happening here. Yeah, and this is at the top too, so I'm gonna have to chop it soon. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna have like a lot of little philodendron gigas cuttings when I do chop this up, because it's just like creating a million plants off of this one plant. My Anthurium Bakri, which I am in love with. This is honestly one of my favorite Anthurium. It is doing so well. It's so low maintenance. Yeah, this, like, even when this dries out, it does not fuss. It's so beautiful. Love the long pendant leaves. Yeah, I'm really, really happy with this Anthurium. If you're thinking about getting it, honestly, 10 out of 10 recommend. And then I have my little El Choco here, which is putting out a new leaf that actually looks like it's going to be a pretty decent size for this small plant. So really excited to see that. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite Anthurium too. The Magnificum and Luxurians. That is a new leaf right there. I just love how dark the leaves are. It's such like a deep green, and the texture and the sheen is like almost blue on this. Like, it is just so, so gorgeous. Another one that's been super easy too. Like I said, I've been letting things get like bone dry for too long. And these plants haven't complained. I'm gonna set that there for a second. Down here we have my philodendron subhastatum, which I recently moved into the cabinet just because, I don't know, I had a spot available and I just kind of wanted to pamper this plant a little bit because I love it a lot, but I feel like it kind of gets overshadowed by my other philodendron sometimes, which really isn't fair because it's just such a stunning plant. Look at that. Like, are you kidding me? That is so nice. It doesn't complain. It's so easygoing. And I'm just loving the way that mine is looking. Like, it's just so full and beautiful. Look at the majestic. Looks like it's like creeping in here. What else? My obliqua suffered a little bit with my underwatering. We have some yellowing, and just overall is not looking amazing, but it's still hanging on. And this is a new leaf right here, which I really love. Like, it is so gorgeous. Look at that. Has a massive runner, which I am going to be chopping soon. I will be chopping it soon. And then philodendron Florida Ghost, or not Florida Ghost, Florida Beauty. It looks like it's a friggin' Florida Ghost. I thought I was getting a variegated leaf, you guys, and I was so excited. And it's not variegated. So this one, oh, is this one variegated? I don't think it is. Wait. I'm so bad. I'm like trying to unravel it. I just really want to know. I want to know. I don't think it's variegated either. Oh, it's so depressing. I really feel like this plant has just reverted on me, which sucks. But oh well, what can you do? I'm still gonna keep growing it and see if variegation magically comes back. And if it doesn't, I'll probably just chop the whole thing up again. But yeah, that's my little update on that one. Another one of my favorite Anthuriums down here, another super easy hybrid. This is the Anthurium, it's Crystallinum and Magnificum with Luxurians. And again, just super easy going. And look at that new leaf, like, just gorgeous. Love the texture. This one has like a really pretty red border on it too. As for my Hoya finlaysonii, it's given me a couple new leaves recently, which I've talked about, but I'm really, really happy with the newest one. It's so pretty. I love like how wavy it is, and I love the dark green and the splashing, like, yeah, and it's pretty big too. It's a really, really pretty leaf, so really happy about that. And then of course my lovely Charonier, which I have recently hauled. Yeah, obsessed with her, and she's doing really well, even starting a little new leaf here. There we go. You can see it starting to emerge. Very cool. Okay, I want to show you a couple of my more like terrarium plants in here, so I'm gonna pull them out. Oh yeah, also I forgot to show you my Forgetii Crystal Meg Anthurium. Yeah, this is how it's looking, and this is the Anthurium that we are working with in one of my recent videos, the spider mite and root rot one. This was the root rot guy. So I thought that this would just easily root again for me, but I don't see anything happening, unfortunately. However, there is like this little green, I don't know if that's gonna be a growth point or what, but all of my hope is hinging on that little that little green sprout thing right there. So fingers crossed, we'll see what happens. Okay, I wanted to show you my ficus villosa. This was the cutting that pretty much perished on me in September. So I was able to grow it back a little bit. It's been in a Ziploc bag up until now. I switched it to this cloche just because, I don't know, it's just a little nicer for me to be able to check on it and stuff. But it's grown back quite nicely, and I actually recently cut this into 2 pieces. So one is like a rooted plant, and then the other is a cutting that I'm trying to root for a friend. So this is the cutting right here. Oh, I'm just obsessed with this plant. Like the fuzz, are you kidding me? So these 2 leaves are from a cutting that I'm trying to root, and then this part over on the other side is already rooted in here. So yeah, new leaf right there, so cute. So I'm just hoping that this continues to do okay and doesn't perish on me again. But yeah, it's just like the cutest thing in the world. And then I have to give you an update on my begonia dracopelta. So this was not doing very well because the cabinet was drying out too fast. The humidity was dropping, especially during like the heat waves in the summertime, and this thing started to decline because of that. So what I did was just throw it in this Ziploc bag to try to revive it a little bit, and it worked, you guys. It freaking worked because this plant is just looking so good. It's like exploded in there. Yeah, there's multiple new leaves coming in on this thing. Look at this. Like, how cute. There's more. There's baby leaves, honestly, like, coming in everywhere on this. Like those little ones right there. It's just super happy and healthy. I've never seen it quite so happy, so obviously humidity is the trick. Look at that. Oh, it's just like the coolest plant. I still really want a Milano Ballata, but this is what I have for now, and I'm obsessed with it. I love it so much, so it just like solidifies in my brain that I do really want a Milano Ballata one day. But yeah, such a cool begonia, and it's just been living its best life in its little Ziploc bag. So I'm gonna keep him in there for a little while. Doesn't even seem to be bothered by like touching the sides of the bag either. Normally I'm worried about that, but in this case, he's been pretty okay. I really need like a terrarium setup, you guys. All right, so I really think that that's all of like the main updates that I have for y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys are all doing so well. Leave me a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will chat with you in the next one. Bye.
Try